Okay, so here's the salting process of how I do the carp for snapper bait. First, you got to head down the creek and grab one. For some reason, the fatty pregnant ones, they seem to waste themselves away while producing eggs, so there's not as much flesh on them. But you get them in, skin them out. I skin them because I think there's something wrong with the slime coat. The fish don't like the taste of it, so all my stuff gets skinned now. Still a tough bait. Cut them up into hunks, long thin bits for the 2-hook rig for the snapper, and then chuck them in the salt bucket. And that's probably 24 to 36 hours there. Get them out, shake the salt off, chuck them in the freezer. I'll put them in the freezer because I want them to get to, like, I don't want them to be hard, dried jerky. I just want them to be tougher than they were fresh. All right, so here's the salting process the way I do it anyway. You just use pool salt. There's a couple of different types. You can get this stuff from Bunnings it's $8 for 20 kilos. Or you can get a fine, this is quite coarse, like there's big lumps of it. Whereas the stuff you get from Woolies, that's pool salt as well, but it's much finer. So there's huge, big grains in here, they last longer. And you can use them more and more times because this stuff will dissolve in the juice that comes out of the fish you're salting. But easily accessible at Woolworths, especially in lockdown. Woolies. And this stuff's the stuff from Bunnings, which will last you quite a while. But here's my salting buckets. There, you put your flesh in there, cover it with salt. Make sure salt's covering all of it. You can see, like, that's not ideal. That's not ideal. But they've all been mixed in by hand, so there's plenty of salt there. And that's the amount of juice that came off one carp overnight. And I'll probably only leave them for 24 to 36 hours. Then I'll transfer them to the freezer, take all the salt off, just shake them off and put them in a bag. But you can see there's a fly wire panel under there for all the juice to leak out. So I just shove it in a bucket like that. So all the juice leaks through, and that's about it, I think. So I chuck my baits in the freezer, hoping that'll slow down the salting process. I want them to get to a certain level of cured, but I want them to still be pliable and not like bits of tan bark. So that's why they go in the freezer.